Hi, I'm Anna Roberts. I recently had the chance to sit down and interview Michael Lahyani, the CEO and founder of propertyfinder.ae. He was a speaker at the recent 11th Human Capital Forum held here in Dubai by NASABA. It's a really interesting story of Michael starting way back in 2007 when he started the first online listing company, propertyfinder.ae. But by 2009, the global financial crisis had hit and his investors wanted out. Lahyani took a risk though, knowing that Dubai would bounce back from the crisis. He brought back the investor shares in the company for far less than they paid for it, and by 2009, real estate agents were lining up for online advertising that was far cheaper than print. A year later, in 2010, the company broke even. Essentially, the recession had worked in their favour. So I started off by asking Michael what it was like to stand in the face of skeptics and reinvest in the middle of the recession.
The youth is a great thing, right? When you're 25 years old, you're not scared of the same things that you are when you're 35 or later, right? I don't know if I would have done what I did today, right? Because you, just with age, I'm sure you realize you get scared even of heights, which I was never scared of. And I think it's the same in business. You're just bullish. You just have one goal and you just want to go with it. So from my personal, I didn't really feel that it was such of a big deal when I went through that moment back then. In hindsight, when everybody's like, oh my God, in 2009 you invested money in Dubai. I mean, who did that?
Yeah, you did.
Exactly. And nice reward for it.
Yeah.
But when you're in the moment, you don't realize it.
Michael then shared with me his philosophy and approach to hiring, going from just a few employees to over 200 now.
So I think different stage of the business, we look for different type of people. In the early days, we were a very sales-oriented organization because we obviously had to survive and pay the bills, and so you need to be really revenue-driven. And so the biggest department was sales in I would say the first 5 years of the business. And so we looked for very outgoing people that could go out there and close deals, and that was very much that kind of profile. And then as the company grew, we realized that we needed really to reinforce our tech and our product in order to be able to scale and continue to deliver the service that we had promised to our customers. And so we had to kind of make a switch in the type of the identity of the business and move more towards a product and tech, right? And so to attract techies, you have to have a bit of a different type of environment, a bit of a different type of style.
Okay.
I'm myself more of a business kind of. I can hire sales. I can hire marketing. If I'm going to have to go and hire, I would say techies. I'm probably too outgoing for the techies. I freak them out. So I brought in someone that I made that became an investor partner in the business, a senior product tech person to who I gave the responsibility to rebuild my entire tech. And so he was business enough to obviously deal with me. We were partners and we are still partners, but he built the entire tech team, and so he was able to attract a whole type of pool of talent that I personally wouldn't have been able to attract, because if a techie looks at me, he doesn't really relate to me, right? There's no connection there. So I think bringing the right people who can then attract the right talents that you need, and then once we've fixed our tech and our product, the next phase that we wanted to move, obviously always growing revenues, but the next phase really we wanted to move was more on our branding and positioning, and let the brand and drive the business and the next product development. And so brought in a brand director that had obviously that whole creative, which there wasn't much creativity. There was sales and techies, but there was not much creativity in the business. And he then brought up that entire department of creative people and again, people that I probably wouldn't have been able to attract, because people want to go and work for people that they relate to. So I think I'm bringing the senior directors that have the capacity to attract talent. And I think that's really what I brought them there, not really to tell me what we needed to do, but really to attract the right team in order to deliver our plans. We kind of agree, okay, we need to do this, and then all right, we need a team to execute that, and there's no point me coming to an interview. They're not going to come and work for me, but they're going to come and work for you.
Sure.
So you go and build that team.
Finally, we approach the subject of managing millennials, with the majority of his workforce being under the age of 35.
They want to know that the guy that they're reporting to is strategically important in the business, and by definition has some sort of shares or access to the equity, and they'll find out about this typically if they have the options to go and work for. Because at the end of the day, they know that if this person is close to the founder or the board, then it's worth building that relationship, and he's going to look after them, right? Whereas if he's an employee, a pure employee, he might be told one day what to do, and if you disagree, then thank you very much, right?
Yeah.
So they want longevity, and to equity is usually associated with longevity.
Thanks so much for watching my interview with Michael Lahyani, the CEO and founder of PropertyFinder.ae. For more interviews like this, check out YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm Anna Roberts.